You
Now we are
can't
live.
say that about Tia. Oh shoot, we're live.
Dang,
Welcome.
that was
Yeah,
terrible.
we're good.
Man,
Welcome
nice.
to the biggest podcast in the CrossFit space, according
That's
to
right.
Sevon. Thank you, Sevi, for the kind words. I appreciate it.
With no viewers.
We're on our way.
Yeah. Terrible start.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah, how's everyone going? How was everyone's weekend?
Not
It's
as good as
fantastic.
yours. Are you on vacation?
Yeah, I am. We're at Pensacola Beach. It's do you guys know what the Blue Angels are?
No idea, man.
Planes, right?
Yeah, it's like jet planes. So it's
Yeah.
like our Navy does like a
It's
show.
like a show. Yeah.
So this is Pensacola is their home base. So this is their last show of the season, and so they do a beach show. So we get out here Saturday before, and they start flying on Wednesday, and then so we see them fly like 4 days in a row. It's pretty sweet. It's a whole family thing. So it's not
cool.
far. Yeah, it's cool.
I'm in
So,
the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah, you are in the middle
So
of a hurricane.
We're just chilling.
How's the power holding up, Johnny? You're going to be able to make
Dude,
it through the show?
I
You
think
lost it, right?
I'm the only person who hasn't lost power, which is
Nice.
wild. Everybody
wild.
that I've talked to, like around my area, has not my neighborhood, but around my neighborhood, everybody has lost power. And we were
Yeah.
like in and out in the morning, but
Morning, Sarah.
It's in the morning.
I think we're past the worst of it. Like it's just rainy now.
Yeah, my father-in-law doesn't have power. He's in Houston, outside of Houston too.
Yeah,
I went over him.
My tethered ball setup did not make it. It
Like
flew
the
up.
thing that's in the elementary school playgrounds?
Yeah,
Tetherball?
I play with the dogs. The dogs love it. Like I hit it back and forth with my two corgis, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes I can get them to hit it back and forth to each other.
Sick.
But yeah, it's pretty legit.
That would be all you got to do is videotape that once, put it on your Corgi social media, and then you'll have 1 million followers.
I don't have a corgi social media.
Your
so-
wife does. Yeah,
well,
you told me
that was abandoned. It's been abandoned. I'll text you a picture of what it looks like now,
Oh,
or I'll
man,
put
it's
it in
just
the
sad.
little chat.
It's just sad.
All right, gentlemen, what do you
Cool.
want to start off with? I did just see Dave Castro said we're going to get some more events released this week, including the first event, which is exciting. I like the fact that they're letting stuff out early. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's doubled
Build some
down on it
excitement.
pretty good over the last, 20 interviews that they were going to drip out pretty much the entire way to the games. Seems like all of them are going to be dripped before the games, is what he kind of alluded to. But I'm always for it. Gives us something to talk about, something to analyze and complain about.
Yeah, and I mean, as an analyst, like just to make predictions, like the more the better.
Yeah, sure.
For somebody like me. I know a lot of the athletes like don't like that, and they just want to be surprised the whole time. But people want to know who's going to do good, and
Right.
they want to know how their favorite is going to do in certain events. So like the more information we know, the more accurate things we can predict. Like if we know 80% of the events, I might get off of my pick with Ricky, because like if none of them suit Ricky, he's not going to win. Like
Right.
But if there's biking and ring muscle ups and running in 4 or 5 events, then Ricky might win. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like the more we know, the better. I do wish he would not say they didn't release Chad unless they were going to release the twist. Like if they let us know what the twist is before the actual event, there was no point in saying that we're going to do Chad. Like I think they should hold the twist until we get out there, and then they tell us on the field or at the event, because then why would we even just say Chad for everybody to get upset about?
All right. Well, let me ask you this: is there any twist that's possible and realistic that's actually going to make it entertaining? Because I think I'm of the opinion if you just add in more work, like people are like, oh, run a mile before, run a mile after, it's just more volume, doesn't really make it exciting. And the only thing that would actually be exciting is if they did like an elimination style thing. I know I was joking when I said that, and they're not doing that. Like that's
can't
my
do it.
opinion.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. And for the record, JR's already said like, hey, they won't do that. But if they did something like every 2 minutes, you have to do 2 pig flips. And
It would
then,
take so long.
Dude, it's
yeah,
just going to take
1,000
forever,
step-ups.
and it doesn't neglect the fact that it's still 1,000 step-ups. And then JR was bringing this up. Then it's not Chad, so don't call it Chad. Ain't
It's
Chad.
not
bro.
going to be Chad. The
That
more
ain't
you-
Chad.
The more
It
you
ain't
twist
Chad.
it, if it's not 1,000
Right.
step-ups unbroken, it's not Chad.
Right.
So anything
Yeah.
they do, it's not Chad. Therefore, let's make it exciting. I think there are ways to make it exciting.
Chadwick.
Oh, for sure. Chat.
Okay, well, that's enough Chad discussion. We've been talking about Chad. Well, everyone's been talking about Chad.
He I did want to bring up one point. So I was watching his interview with Choice Jung, and I'm gonna share real quick. And let me see if I can do this. I can.
With who? Sung Young Choi?
Sung Young Choi. There we go. Yeah. I tried to read it.
Close enough.
Hey, that was good,
Yeah.
Travis, because I had no clue what was going on.
Hold on. So,
Oh, I see why you said that.
Do we have a
she
translator?
Said, she's an announcement for Chad. She's never tried Chad, and I think.
Can you guys hear it?
Saying the Chad workout, her first impression is kind of like, oh, it could be boring.
Yeah, it can be boring. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna be really boring because you have to just go over and over and over and over and over and over for a very long time.
Yeah.
So they're doing step overs. They're doing step overs. I didn't know that. That doesn't make it any more exciting though.
It doesn't. But
It doesn't change the winner.
Yeah.
Probably not. But it does make it substantially faster, which in turn, I think they could maybe pair it with something. I think it's a little less detrimental without stepping up, like just because of a technique wise, like you can stay low, you don't have to get the full knee extension, hip extension at the top, and it's going to be faster. So they could pair it with something. But again, it's regardless of what it is, it's going to be a beatdown. Like, and the fatigue and the soreness is going to be
their back more.
Super high.
Probably less because they move it less because you don't have to stand up. You just keep it in that one spot.
Yeah. I don't know. 6-1, maybe. I don't know. I'm indifferent.
All right. Well, yeah.
Let's get off of it.
Yeah, we'll get some more events this week. We'll pop on live like we did last week with Chad.
I know Abby Domit said she was excited to do Chad for the first time.
Yeah. Did you guys watch Hiller's video with Domit? Did you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I'm like halfway through.
Okay. What do you think?
I watched.
I didn't realize she was like dying last year. The thing. I didn't know anything about it, but
Most rookies are.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was like dying prior to the games, like the whole throat thing or whatever. She couldn't consume solids or liquids for like 48 hours prior to the event.
Even
That's
stuff
wild.
like that happens a lot, dude, because they're nervous.
Sure.
Like their bodies just doesn't work. Alexis Raptis, I know she wasn't a rookie, but she was going through a whole thing because she is eating, not a disorder, but a disease.
She has IBS or like Crohn's.
Not Crohn's. It's not IBS either. But
like, some kind of GI.
What's the other one? There's two of them.
Irritable bowel?
Yeah, no, there's IBS and there's one more.
You're thinking of like IBD, irritable bowel.
No, it's
diverticulitis.
Yes, that's what she's got something like that.
Ulcerative colitis.
Ulcerative colitis. That's what she's got.
Okay.
It was
diagnosis.
It was around there somewhere. That's what she has, ulcerative colitis. But she was having one of those, like a spasm with that, or attack, however you want to word it, during the games too.
Interesting. What do you guys think about the drug test or her getting done? Do you think it's like specific? So, I mean, she's probably the newest to CrossFit on the entire floor, right? Overall.
Man, she's kind of test her. She's kind of a freak, man. She's built. She showed up looking absolute hench there on the barbell spin with that muscle shirt on, kind of like me. I mean, clearly, she's about twice as wide as me.
Maybe a little bigger.
Twice as wide and voice twice as deep.
I mean, she was tested. You know, I mean, it is what it is. But like, she's had a lot of growth in 4 years at a pretty alarming rate. You know, good for her.
Big,
I hope.
man.
I don't know. Like, she was a model before this. She had like that little skinny body, and then she decided to put on muscle. Like I can definitely see your body changing a lot if you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you came from that background. It's not
she could just be a hyper responder. She's never trained with heavy load, but she always exercised, and so as soon as she did, her body was like, finally, give me the manja, and just like.
I could see that being a possibility.
Sure.
Pinheiro's on juice.
Right.
You know, like it's Pinheiro, not like a definite, hey, you know, she's cheating. Right. I don't see it like that.
No, I wasn't saying that either.
No, I'm rooting for her.
I want to show this clip when Dave interviewed Domit. Actually, it's pretty funny. Sometimes his interviews, like I like them for sure, but when they start out, it kind of reminds me of you guys ever go on like Omegle or Chat Roulette where you just connect with someone randomly, and it's just like he's got this awkward like, hey, Like, where are you from?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, John, did you ever do Omegle?
honestly, I never really went on it, but you see like
No, I don't.
you see it
What
on
is it?
Instagram. It's just like where you jump on a webcam and you just randomly start talking to like a random
you
person
can,
from
like-
around the world. So it kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of that because he'll just be like
It's
just
just
awkward
random.
silence.
Totally
Uh,
random.
I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I feel like you get into some bad stuff.
You do.
doing-
That's the
doing
whole.
that.
That's the whole thing.
Oh, yo, you're looking for that. You're looking
Yeah.
for bad stuff. Okay.
What? Watch this. This
I
is
gotcha.
this is the end of the interview. God bless Dave. He's having a hard time with the technology.
So much. I'll see you
Appreciate
later.
it, and I'll see you in Fort Worth.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, you couldn't get it to stop. That's right.
Sorry about that. Hold on, it's ending the recording.
Oh, no
Yeah.
worries.
Yeah.
Thank you
yeah.
so
I
much.
just-
That is so funny.
It's crazy
The
awkward, man.
awkwardness of it.
I was howling, man.
He
I had
even
to
did a
share that.
pageant wave by when he said goodbye.
yeah,
That's the Queen
funny.
wave, bro.
Yeah, that's good.
Ah,
That is funny.
okay. Where are we on?
Something
to
else that Dave said in one of his meetings. Who was it with when he did the 10 minutes of fitness?
Oh, Lazar. No, it was Cole Clements. Clements.
Callum Clement.
Callum.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what that was, CJ?
Yeah, so
Question?
Callum asked Dave lets everyone ask him a question or two or three or whatever, and Callum was like, if you had 10 minutes to write the ultimate test of fitness, it was just a 10-minute test, what would it be? And Dave said he thought about it and he answered pretty quick because they had just talked about favorite movement. Dave's favorite movement, or if he was going to do one movement forever, it would be a thruster. And he said probably 10 thrusters, 5 bar muscle ups for 10-minute AMRAP. And I was like, man, that's I think 95. I think it was just like a maybe it was heavier. Maybe he said heavier. Let's see.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean he obviously, like, the thruster is extremely unique to CrossFit from like a load perspective and a high volume kind of thing, I think. And so I think that's like his baby.
No, I have thrust. So you've tasked us
Yeah.
with creating our own 10 minutes of fitness. What would you do? And I have thrusters in mine as well.
Travis, did you make it?
I did, and if I had to guess, both of you, everyone's workout is similar to the first cut at 2019 Games.
Nope, not at all.
Okay, then I
Mine.
look forward to hearing it.
Mine's probably a mix.
And I'm open to mine being bad.
Yeah.
I have never claimed that I'm like a master programmer and I know all with like programming. I'll always defer to JR or Taylor with those type of things.
John's is
I-
probably
And
just
CJ,
exclusively
Jesus Christ.
heavy
And
lifting.
CJ,
I've literally been doing this as long.
I don't
Show me
know
some
you.
respect,
That's
bro.
because
Show me some
well,
respect.
Fuck.
we do this for a year and then you'll be in that sentence.
Okay, John, 10 minutes to test fitness most effectively. What is
Yeah,
your
I
workout?
said so, and I was thinking of like the top of the spear. I wasn't thinking of everybody. Okay, if I'm thinking of everybody, you probably scale this at some point. But Dave said bar muscle up, so he's thinking top of the spear too.
Mhm.
I said friendly Fran, and then in the remaining time, 1 rep max snatch.
Sure. So do you even need to, because friendly friends at 115, right? 20.
Yes,
Yeah. Do you even need the snatch to separate the
100%.
You think so?
Yeah, because reason why I say that, I think Travis would obliterate me in friendly Fran
Uh-huh.
because he's fitter, right? It does not test strength. I am so much stronger than Travis. It's not even funny. Travis
No, you're not.
wishes
No, you're not.
he
John-
could be next
John,
to
how-
me
how you
in
gonna
any
give-
strength workout.
How are you going to have 10 minutes to program the ultimate test of fitness and devote 2/3 of that time or half of it to a 1 rep max?
Well, when you're fit,
That's
it's less
pathetic.
than 5.
That's pathetic. Okay, so
2/3? You mean
Whatever.
like 1/3?
Yeah, you're
not
doing
like
friendly-
not
yeah,
jabbing
yeah,
at John.
yeah.
5
No,
minutes.
no, no.
Okay, 5 minutes.
That's
5
the
minutes.
point.
Either way.
You don't have time to do
Either
that.
way,
Like, you're
that's
gonna have
5
2
that's 5
attempts.
minutes. 5 minutes for a 1 rep max.
You can do friendly Fran sub 5?
Hell yeah.
No.
I
No
highly
way.
doubt it.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
do it.
That's the next one.
Next-
I-
next
I'm on
one.
next week.
I'll bet $100
yeah.
that you can't. I'll
I'm
bet
on-
$100 that you can't.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway,
You don't know what. Have you done friendly Fran?
God no, bro.
You have no idea, then, Travis. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Regardless,
None.
of
None.
course, John Young of JY Barbell puts in a 1 rep max.
I think
Okay, here-
strength should be a part of fitness. I'm sorry.
Here's
Sure.
my workout. Much more balanced, well-rounded, testing more of the 10 measures of fitness. This is a 3-round workout. 400-meter run must be done under a minute and a half. Okay, it's gated or you're out of the workout. 7 overhead squats at 225 has to be from the floor. Another caveat, your first rep has to be a squat snatch. 5 strict ring muscle ups.
Man, you guys went way deep into this, way
Hard
deeper than
work.
I did. I love it. That's a good workout. A lot of caveats
That's a
though, right?
Hard workout.
We got two caveats. Run's
Yeah,
gotta be
I
under a
mean,
minute and a half.
Yeah, the gate stuff. I like it. I mean, it's a good workout. I mean, like not getting into like the judging standard behind it. I mean, it's definitely gonna, lead out the strongest and the fittest. So how do you get the 400 meter in the second round? Like as soon as the muscle ups are done?
We'll be on a track as soon as you
As soon as you start?
hit the
So
start.
do you take a breath? You could like take a breath before you start the 400 meters?
Yeah,
Can
you
get to?
can do whatever you
Okay.
want, but it's a
All
10-minute
right.
cap.
Okay, cool.
Johnny ain't making it past the first 100 or 400. Sorry, first 400. 90
What are you talking
seconds.
about?
You got a 130 400? I hope you should have a 130, at least
I
one.
have like a 1 minute 400. If it's under 3 minutes, I'm devastating. It's just once you get over
Second
three,
run, then.
once you get over 3 minutes, I'm
Second
I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah, I am kind of similar to everyone, sort of like a mix. I'm going with a 10-minute AMRAP of 2 legless rope climbs, 6 thrusters, ascending each round. So it starts at 95 and it gets heavier, and then 12 bar facing burpees, and someone else can change your weight. So
Honestly, I like CJ's the best.
yeah, I think the legless might be a little dense, right? Like too heavy on it. Like, and if you just went up, I mean, how long does a round take?
What about one legless,
2
one
minutes?
regular rope climb?
Yeah, something like that. I just think a pulling pattern, like a strict pulling pattern, needs to be involved. I love a legless rope climb as like in my opinion, the ultimate pulling test. I think over like all the other gymnastic patterns, because like technique and efficiency plays a role. And it does play a role into fitness, but it can kind of hide like a strength deficit, and then the ascending weight. So, 95, 135, 185, maybe not even that big of a jump, probably like 20 pounds each time. And then, or maybe it starts at 135 and then it goes up like 55, 75, 95, 215, something like that. And I love a burpee. I think a burpee is a better test than machines from an aerobic standpoint, or maybe not running, but there's only 10 minutes and I don't want the run to take up I like the gate concept with Travis, so it doesn't take up too much of the 10 minutes, It's hard to put in a run in there. It might be 200 meters, probably too short. 400 in that situation is probably too long because you're only going to get 3 rounds, right? And then it's kind of hard to test. But I like the burpee there. And then the rep scheme looks kind of nice too, right? 2, 6, 12.
Solid workout.
So
We all went different directions.
yeah.
Cool workouts, huh?
Do you think Dave's what he said influenced your decision?
What's that? Sorry.
His 10 minutes of 10
I
thrusters,
didn't
5
know
bar
I
muscle
didn't
up.
know what he said.
Oh, okay, good. Cool.
Yeah, me neither.
That's what I was struggling with, was to like pull myself out of it. Like once you hear a workout, I feel like JR said this the other day. It's like tries not to like listen to anyone else's workouts because it creates biasness. And I heard it and I was like, damn, I want to talk about it. But I feel like it's going to be hard for me not to put in a thruster at this point. And so I feel like we kind of found a good balance there.
Yeah. And I forgot to say this part of mine. The lift is 30%.
Underscored. Okay. So it's like 200, 100. Right.
Yeah,
So 300 points, 200, 100, something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
I like
And
it.
that's how it's scored. I just
Ooh.
think whenever you're testing for all fitness, yeah. And what's a snatch? Overhead squats a part of it.
Sarah's reminding us. I believe Glassman said overhead squat is the best movement.
So
for
I
testing
just
strength.
think like when you're doing a fitness test, that like real deal strength is almost never tested when you're doing just one event fitness. Does that make sense? And I think the open workout 15.1, 15.1A was great. But I do think the fitness part of the test, the AMRAP up part of the test, should be worth more. So it's not that strength doesn't skew it. And I think there is a way to find a balance where the strength does not skew it, but it's still tested.
Yeah,
And
that's why I like doing it in a workout at a moderate weight. And also, yeah, if I
It's
had
still
one
fitness
test,
still triumphs over that. It's not like you can be if you're.
Well,
But then you just have to be strong enough. It's your strength still not getting tested. You just have to be strong
our
enough.
question was a 10-minute test of fitness, John, not strength. Strength is one element of fitness.
You
It's
didn't hear
element.
anything a part of my thing. Do friendly Fran and tell me that's not fitness. Do friendly Fran and tell me that's not fitness. I will bet anything that you cannot do it under 5 minutes, Travis.
Ooh,
I don't think you know how hard that event is.
Yeah,
Have you
dude.
ever done it, CJ?
no way. I would get absolutely murdered.
I
Thruster
don't-
pull
I
up.
don't think
Thruster
you
pull up was
understand.
my number one worst combo, and it was like that. The grip fatigue. It's nothing else. I literally can't hold on to the pull up bar after round of 15. I always fucking
Oh,
end up.
it's just lunge.
Yeah, it's even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, John,
Is it?
you-
No.
You know I got small hands and bad grip too, bro. And for you to call me
Not a
out
grip
like this,
test.
you
It's not
for
a
you to
grip
call
test.
me out like this on the podcast, bro, it's messed up, man.
That's the
This is
next
great.
Thursday video is friendly Fran. I'm so excited to watch Travis fail.
Hey, we're supposed to be on the same team. It's hosts versus coaches, man. We're supposed to be
Yeah,
banded
yeah.
together.
It's true. It's all
Well,
right.
you said you
It's
were
creating-
close to me in
we're
strength,
creating
so
even-
the more you
even more
spread
Civil War.
lies, the more that I'm going to sow this division. It's like me
Pulling,
saying I'm close to your mile time. You saying you're close to me in strength. I can't
Oh, you are.
believe you would say such a thing.
I mean, if you're good at 3 minutes, like you could probably be down there. What's your mile time? 6? Think you could-
5:58. And
Travis, you way faster than that?
Oh, I have
190.
no idea. No, John's
Well,
fast.
that's right up there with 100 burpees for time as far as like out of body
peak?
experience.
The
Though.
peak?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like I couldn't do it right now. Like if we went and ran a mile, it'd be more like 6:15, 6:20.
Daniel, how did I manage to find another podcast with John Young? I paid him millions
I
of
don't know,
dollars
man.
to come on this podcast.
John's fully booked.
Yeah.
I got another one today at 8:15.
Perfect.
Just a reminder,
Cool.
I did just book my flight for the games. John and I will be there on
Sick.
Tuesday. We're going to be bringing you lots of good content, doing some workouts. God knows.
Yeah, it's
what
gonna be
else.
fun.
Now we're gonna
Yeah.
go around Fort Worth and just drop in places. If anybody wants us there, give us a shout. In the first few days, that we're gonna try to
Probably
work
the
out as
wrong-
much as we can.
Probably the wrong podcast to like shout your presence at Fort Worth. Maybe like do that one on Savants.
Oh no,
When a lot more people.
it'll spread, man. No,
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So talking about the workout, this week was a sort of a letdown, but it's okay. We're good. So we're changing our the weekly workout. We're calling it. I brought up WODprep Civil War, and Ben vetoed it. He was like, "Let's just call it WODprep Wars." And I was like, "Nah, fine." So basically, it's gonna be
Think
hosts.
civil, CJ. Why
Yeah. WODprep Wars. Yeah. So it's just going to be hosts and Travis and John, and then versus coaches. So basically, our coaches consist. We have a team of like 6, 7-ish, and then I'll be the theoretical all-time QB, and I'll fill in where needed. If I need to fill in on the host side, every now and then I can. If I need to fill in on the coaches side. So this week's workout was an 8 rounds for time. 25-foot dumbbell walking lunge, dumbbells at the side, 50-35. 8 toes to bar, 25-foot handstand walk with a pirouette somewhere in that 25 feet. It didn't have to be unbroken.
I thought we specified it
Did
had
we?
to be on.
Oh, did we? Yeah, maybe it did. Maybe it did. I haven't seen Kevin's. I think it was then. And then
Kevin should
just
be
had-
unbroken, man.
yeah, he's fit. He's fit.
don't
I think it was.
he-
It was funny. He got waxed in the video. A girl
Dude,
next
it's
to
a
him.
hard workout.
It's a hard workout. It's a tough one. And then 8 dumbbell shoulder to overhead at the 50s. And so it was a 15-minute time cap. And yeah, Travis, you want to pull it up?
Yeah, sorry, give me 1 second.
No problem.
Yeah, due to some extenuating circumstances, neither John or myself did the workout this week. We will be back. John, one
will be
of
back.
either John or I will be back for the
We
workout.
will
next
do
week.
the workout, we promise.
And I don't even know who we're going up against at WODprep HQ, but we're gonna beat their ass.
We both did it last week. We just didn't
did.
have filming.
That was
Yeah,
and that was an unofficial win for John and I.
That's not true.
Was it not?
I guess technically it
Travis
was.
beat everybody by a lot.
Yeah, but Travis didn't submit a video, thus doesn't count. All right. So,
Sorry. Yeah,
do you have
let me
it? I can pull it up.
Yeah. No, I got it now.
You got it. All right.
Yeah. see here.
So maybe make us smaller. Go to the other screen share, that other one that I have in the second from the
Okay.
right.
Just for a future videos, do we want the phone sideways?
Always. Phone's
Okay,
always
okay,
landscape.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Is this good?
Yeah, I think so. And then it'll pop up. All right, let's roll it.
Yeah. All right, let's roll. John, who the hell have we got on the left-hand side?
All right, this
This
is
is
a girl.
She volunteered distribute.
This is a girl at my gym. Her handstand walking ability and mine are pretty darn similar. I would say I'm a little bit fitter, but her handstand walking skill is cleaner, if that makes sense. And I was obliterated at the time. My body was not able to I couldn't work out. I did.
Hey, don't
like
you
2
have a
days of
back
active
thing?
recovery.
What'd you do?
No. I'm good now. I'm good
right.
now. It was just
All
a
right.
couple of things, couple poor decisions. And I needed so like for our gym's workout for July 4th, we did 1776. Oh, that's a fail.
Jesus.
He has to redo that lane. He better redo that rep.
That wasn't Travis is the shirtless one.
Okay, I'm just saying, whoever
Kevin,
that guy
Kevin.
is, if we're counting that.
Did he go? I don't know if he did. No.
Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous.
I don't know.
That is a no rep all day. This is amateur hour.
Too much McDonald's.
Okay,
Ouch.
this is not looking good for our athlete if she's jumping in the air celebrating her pirouette.
Oh no, she was
Yeah,
excited.
it's
for 7 more rounds. I like it though. She's looking.
She doesn't make it 7 more rounds. But
Is this?
I'm telling you right now, I don't think I would finish this workout. I think I get close to finishing, but I don't think I would have finished after seeing what it did to her.
Yeah, it was spicy.
But
The dumbbells look kind of heavy for her.
Whatever this blue shirt is doing, I wouldn't count those reps though. If that happened to me, it'd be a no rep all day.
John, is this lady one of your loyal soldiers of the mom army?
I was gonna say, is this
wow.
the soccer mom class?
Yeah, she's
Sick.
39 or 40.
Nice.
Around there.
Yeah, the girl that's over here on the right is her name's Jess Snap. She's 35, almost made it to the games.
This girl's not quite that level. Like it was like 60 people from semifinals.
Okay.
All right. Amy's 30 seconds behind Kevy after the first round. Kevin going with the mid 25-foot pirouette. How old is Kevin?
Kevin just turned 35. He's going to the games for Masters 35. Super excited.
CJ, what's the workout again? We should get an overlay.
I know we got to get a thing. I'll get Juan to make a
touch base with Juan.
Yeah, for future. It is 8 rounds.
What are these shoulder to overhead? CJ,
Whoa,
what is this?
Hey, dude,
you
that's
allow
not
this at your gym?
That's not my gym. Not my gym.
You need to get Kevin on the podcast. This is ridiculous.
It's a little rough.
I'm only watching blue shirt guy. Listen, Amy might be slow. Amy might be slow, but her reps are impeccable.
Impeccable.
Okay?
I love it. So workout is 8 rounds for time, 25-foot dumbbell walking lunge. Dumbbells are at the side. 8 toes to bar, 25-foot handstand walk with a 360 pirouette, and then 8 dumbbell shoulder to overhead. And it's a 15-minute time cap.
Spicy little number.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Black clothes girl, was she a gymnast?
I don't know if she was, but she's like 5 foot nothing. Maybe she might be 4'11".
This is just wheelhouse workout.
Yeah, if there's not a heavy barbell in it or wall balls, she's gonna be a top 10 in the 35 in just about any workout. Her gymnastics are wild. I was up there. There's camp a month ago maybe, and we hopped in on what we wrote, and she was doing like seated leg lift at 15 touch and go, and I was like, that was wicked, like doubles. And I was like, whoa, just some people just got it.
So we're gonna be going up against Kevin here in the future. Who is Kevin?
So
Kevin. So go ahead.
CJ.
You know him, John?
Yeah, I mean he's good enough that I know his name.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kevin Schultz has been in the game a long time. He's the owner of Coda Iron View, which is the Coda branch that is in Louisville, Colorado, which is just outside of Denver. And so Ben, owner of WODprep, started going there within the past year, and it's a great training community. They have like a competitive class of 40 to 50, which you just don't see that much anymore outside of the big camps. And
Wow,
so
that's
they
a
have a
big
real,
class.
it's so cool. And so they do this at 1:00 every day. And Kevin does the program we write. So basically we partnered with Coda to do our competitive program. And so we all come together and we write like the main programming tracks of WODprep. I make all the adjustments for all of our tracks, and we have some other coaches, but Kevin sort of manages compete, but we sort of write it together as well. And so yeah, it's got his team. Well, teams are so funny now. I can't even say that it got his team to semifinals, but we'll just skip that whole concept.
Okay,
And
so, but he
yeah.
is still a competitive athlete.
Yes.
He was on team. Okay,
yeah,
so John
he was on
and
team
I,
at semifinals, and he was top. What
we
was
might
he?
be fucked. We might be fucked, Johnny boy.
Oh
if
no,
they- if they tag him in
he's
each
fitter
week.
than you, Travis. Like
Oh,
like
yeah, we're
it's
toast.
but I think your engine is just as good. He's just better.
It's better.
He's way better at gymnastics.
Yeah.
I think like the burpee workout, I think you can be right there with them, if not beat them. Anything
Yeah.
strength,
Saying there's a
I'm strong.
chance.
I'm stronger than everybody that they have.
Of course.
But gymnastics, he's just a lot better.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's a
alright.
big guy too. So he's like 6 foot, 200 pounds, and his gymnastics are weirdly
yeah.
excellent for a
Well,
bigger guy.
Don't be playing no monkey business with this programming, then, CJ. We don't want any bias.
No,
I mean,
the
We
next
already
week- I
have
sent you
bias.
next
I
week's.
haven't seen one thing that's like, oh man, that weight's pretty heavy.
Kevin's
So,
37.
listen,
Kevin's 37.
37.
You look
Is he?
good,
Oh,
man.
that's
Yeah, you
Kevin.
look
Is he
good.
37? Yeah, I guess he is. So just to
Sick.
be fair, Johnny, you have to remember where we are in the season and where we are in the. So this is our week
hold
3
on.
in
I
whatever
want you to
phase.
Look at the left girl and then the right guy here. This is what
Yeah.
clean reps look like. This is what a standard is. Hey, Kevin, if you're watching, Kevin,
That is
watch
Kevin
freaking
watching, by the
blue
way.
shirt.
Kick
and
him
tell
out of the
to
class.
and tell
Get
him
him
to
out.
do freaking good reps. What is this crap on here? I
Send
can't
him-
appreciate your beautiful handstand walking without watching this dude's no reps. Good grief, Kevin.
Sarah,
Your
those reps
handstand
are
walking
sus.
is
Hey,
beautiful, though. Your
Sus.
handstand
John,
walking
just
is beautiful.
John, just be careful. We haven't had you on camera. You've been known to skirt the standard in the past. You might be
Ooh,
getting
I can't wait to see
absolutely
you on
lit
camera.
Absolutely
up.
not.
You might be
Absolutely
getting lit the hell up in the future.
It is. I'll make sure Kevin and blue shirt guy is on the next podcast when we
Pull
go
him
over your
aside.
workout.
Yeah, kick him out of the gym. I agree.
So where we are in the phase,
I can't help
we're
it,
early.
Kevin. I can't. That's all I can see.
I'm
I
the
can't
shirtless, don't judge.
appreciate your fitness because
No.
of that, man.
Go easy on him. Go easy on him.
I love it. This is
He's
great.
an innocent bystander. Kevin's done round 5,
Yeah, pretty consistent.
137. Yeah, he's just chipping away.
So for
Yeah.
the record, I'm gonna say even if Travis like could pirouette, which like you just haven't before, so we're just gonna say you can't. I mean, if you could and then you'd be unsuccessful, then successful on one, you would have got smacked by Kevin in this workout. Like he's obliterating this workout.
Yeah, he's going really fast. I think we had our next track down, do regular handstand walks. We have some pretty fit people in there, and no one still beat him. If you're good at pirouettes, it really what does it add? 7 seconds, 6 seconds to the walk. You know, like if you don't have to hesitate, it really doesn't change it too much. It's either if you're good. So I try not to write workouts that kind of just have this pigeonhole all the time, just because it can maybe stunt the fitness expression in it. But for our compete track, it fit pretty nicely, and it worked out really well.
And I would say it is a good workout to just practice your pirouettes. Like for
Right.
somebody like me, like I can do them, but it's a lot of effort.
Sure.
And I'm not near as smooth as Kevin or the 5 foot girl over here. So yeah, like somebody who is decent at handstand walking, but they don't have all the skills. Like it's good practice for like being successful at some, being unsuccessful at some in the middle of a workout. I would say to go fast in this workout though, it's very tough. Like the pirouette adds so much fatiguing nature if you're not fast.
Right. Yeah, because your time under tension just triples or amplifies the time.
Right.
Our girl Amy with a negative split here in round 4
nice.
after round 3.
Did she go on?
That means round
got that.
5 is about to be a positive split.
She's
That's what
got
that
that.
means.
Split. Uh-oh. So what was I going to say? Travis, you didn't do this at all, right?
No, negative. I did
No.
not get to the gym.
So next week's is
I'm excited for
9:15.
next week's.
Did you? I sent it right. You guys saw
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's a good one. So it's 9, 15, 21, 27, toes to bar, power snatch at 75, 55.
That's a grip killer.
Super grip killer. But there's a 200-meter run in between each one to try to limit that. So we had it written as like a 400-meter run and then 9 and 9, but we didn't just want it to get real sloppy. So we broke it up with the runs. But it probably makes it a little more aerobic. But it's interesting. I can do that one. It might not be as fun to watch, and it's a little bit long, but we'll fast forward when people run out if we can.
What do you think? Should I do that on an air runner or?
Ooh, it's going to be tougher. I mean, your transitions. It's so interesting, right? So like just hypothetically at this gym, right? So if you're working at the left side of the rig, you have to run out of the big door. Right, then the air runner is probably the same, right? But I mean, we know an air runner is going to take longer. It takes longer to speed up. If you're a smaller athlete, it might be faster for John as a bigger athlete relative to flat ground. But it's so hard to define. You just have to.
I'll be running on flag. I'll be running on gravel, Travis.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be comparable, honestly.
Okay. I might do it on an air runner. Just stay in frame the whole time.
You'll still be faster.
Yeah.
Maybe get some running coaching.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I've actually like my mile like on an air runner is almost the exact same as outside. Like it doesn't change at all.
Right.
Aren't they?
Because you're strong.
It's supposed to be slower.
It's supposed to be slower unless you're really powerful. Like I've had athletes that have a faster air runner mile than flat ground, and they're not terrible runners. They're not great runners, but he's really strong and powerful. Right. A lot of hamstring
beautiful
dominance.
Save. Did you see this save on Kevin? You gonna rewind it like 10 seconds? Can we rewind it 10 seconds? Are we able to do that? Watch this save. He like backpedals a couple. And if you've ever like when you're handstand walking, it's really hard to backpedal like that and then to regain composure.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
What a stud. Impressive. What a stud. That's our coach.
Last round.
What a guy. What a guy.
Damn, Johnny. Hopefully they don't play Kevin each week.
Yeah, you can't pick Kevin every week.
No, we're not going to. No, we're gonna go. No, we're that's why I switched it up to. That's why I kind of thought about like the WODprep Wars was just to like give everyone a chance. We have some very fit coaches. Dang, dumbbell throw, not my favorite. Kevin, we got to talk about that. It's unacceptable. That was really fast. I'm pretty sure Jess got like 10 minutes. She was done a while ago.
Wow.
So
very impressive.
Yeah, it was good. So this is the training Kevin's doing to get ready for the Masters CrossFit Games with a couple extra AM sessions, some extra aerobic work. Kevin's a pretty strong guy. I think he's running through an extra squat cycle too.
Kevin's doing the Masters CrossFit Games?
Yep.
Yeah, in Birmingham.
I didn't know that. Okay. How many people did they take? 40?
40 in the 35, 40, and 45.
Do you know who Dex Hopkins is, Travis?
Yeah, I've heard of his name. I don't know him too well. But...
he got 40th place, and he's so pumped up. He's like so ready to do it.
It'll be
my athlete. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it'll be interesting to see, kind of what that unfolds like, being that it's the first year separate from the actual games.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We'll talk about that in time. I don't want to. I don't know. It's an emotional thing for me. I'm not a super big fan of the direction, but it's cool. We'll get there. So Haley Murillo was the 41st athlete to be taken. Well, technically 42nd. 2 people denied. My athlete tied Haley, beat her in 3 workouts, but didn't have the higher placing. And Haley got up and they tied. So Chantel Bouchard was been my athlete for 7 years, and she tied Haley, but they took Haley. Obviously, she had the higher individual finish.
Shout out Shanti.
Yeah, it was.
She just had one workout she murdered, and then your girl.
She had correct. Yeah, so Chantel's not very strong, so she really struggled on the snatch. Haley crushed the snatch, got 6th or 7th, and then
the row snatch.
And then Chantel got 8th on the handstand push-up workout 2, the 10-10-10.
Yeah.
So one spot, like not even like, but it was one spot higher. She got 7th, Chantel got 8th or 6th and 7th or whatever it was, and they tied overall score. But Chantel beat her on the other 3 workouts. But her snatch she struggles with it. It's just not. It's like her worst thing.
Yeah.
Like she's not a great snatcher, unfortunately. But like hitting 155 in a workout is basically like PR times. Like it's like it happens once every couple of years. She's like an Olympian. Like it only happens every 2 or 3 years where she actually hits over 150, and she did hit it, which was great, but it was there. So we're not hoping. I never hope anyone gets injured, but we're hoping to get the call that someone's going to pull out. So we're still training to prep for it because they're going to take 40 no matter what, is what they said, up until 2 weeks before Labor Day weekend. So like basically we'll train for the next 5 weeks to prep for her getting the call or getting the email. So
I got a girl who was her name's Alyssa Stuckey. She's like 6 spots out of the games, and it was the ring muscle up workout's actually the one that we thought she did fantastic for her, but that's the one that keeping her out.
Oh my God, Amy!
Oh no!
Almost ran into the fan. Absolutely yard sale. Wow, she left it all out there.
I love it. I think that was it. I think she stopped.
Yeah. No, she was done. I think I told her no rep, get back up, and then she was like, I'm done. It's over.
Well, we know she gave it her all. I almost forgot we were doing a "Who's Your Daddy" moments.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for it.
Okay.
So
I
John,
got like 10 of
John,
them. So we have.
I have so many.
Oh, okay.
So
I tried to stay away from performance as much
so
as possible.
I went into performance because that's like the only thing where my mind went. So I think that's good. I think that'll fit okay.
Like, I'm not just going to pick Rich destroying the field 21-15-9. Like that's not a Who's Your Dad. That's not a disrespectful moment. That's just him wrecking everybody. Like,
yeah.
I tried to stay away from that.
Okay. All right. I agree. I leaned into that because that's where my mind went. So I think it'll be a good balance. But I'll let you, we'll go back and forth. I have a couple that are a little less that.
Not like events.
Yeah. No, I've all of mine are specific moments if they're inside of a workout, not just a workout that he crushed everyone or Fraser crushed everyone.
All right, why don't you guys go back and forth for your top 5? Who's your daddy moments?
And for number 5, I went all the way back to 2008. And my number 5 moment is Castro no repping Matt Mursky. And the only place you can see this is the 2008 documentary, Every Second Counts. And Mursky is the first guy to lie about his fitness. Back then, everybody posted their scores on CrossFit.com, and you would see what these people would do. And Matt Mursky had like a 550 deadlift, ran a 5-minute mile, and had like a 2-minute Fran, just all these crazy things. And then he showed up in 2008, figured out that, he wasn't what he said he was. Yeah. And on hang cleans on the last event in squat clean Grace with 155, squat clean and jerk with 155, he would drop his bar and it would bounce, and then he would just catch it and go into the next one.
Sick. That should be allowed. That's sick.
And then Dave, and he did like 8 reps like this. And Dave goes down to the field and he goes, "Hey, none of those reps count. Start over." Mid-workout. And then Matt like quit, and we never heard from him ever again. So establishing I run this, you are a participant that Dave Castro did there. And so he's my very first one on a Who's Your Daddy moment.
So let's just double back and define what the Who's Your Daddy moment is. John, do you want to explain what that is?
Disrespectful moments in CrossFit where one person asserts dominance over another person. And we're just saying top 5 that we know throughout CrossFit history. It was initially called something different, but we went with Who's Your Daddy. I mean, like asserting dominance is a good way to look at it. Like if somebody is just so much more dominant than another person, and they're like, "Yeah, you saw that I just did that, and you can't do that." Like moments like that. We were gonna get a bracket graphic together, but John had some demands last minute. It was, we're just basically shooting the shit. We're still figuring things out, guys. This is only our third. Yeah, exactly. So bear with us. But that's kind of the goal, right? We don't want to be overly. All right. So on that, kind of on the same note, it's not super Who's Your Daddy. It is all minor performance based, because that's where except one. I have a Dave one too, which we probably have the same one. Mine is an athlete celebrating after a win that usually doesn't win workouts, and kind of like went back to his grassroots. So. Oh wow, he came with
Came with footage.
Yeah.
This
So-
is Steven.
So this is Vellner last year, 2 years ago, 22, 23.
22.
22.
Soaking it in. He talked about this afterwards. He soaked it in. He took his time. He hung out on the parallel bars, right? And he did his little dismount. Shook to the crowd, right? You know, little throwback to his roots.
Dismount.
Very Who's Your Daddy moment. He doesn't win too many, and he talked about this, about very much being purposeful on enjoying wins, because you know you never know when they're going to come because you can't control the crowd or the field, and so you know, I mean, that obviously was, he did extremely well. He smashed the event record by 40 seconds, 50 seconds, I think, and took the crowd into it. Did his little, you know, his little gymnastics, little Olympic callback, and so yeah, that was my first one.
I like it. I like it. That shit was hella pixelated though.
Was it?
It wasn't great.
Yeah, it must be the internet. Been so
Travis,
cool.
did you see my comment in the private chat?
Do we have a private chat? Who even knew?
Oh yeah, we got a private chat.
All right, my number four. My number four.
Didn't even know
And
there was a
this-
private chat. See, we're learning.
This
something.
this is the moment that I thought this man might win the CrossFit Games one day. And like I never saw it from him until this moment. For my whole viewing of him, he was just a runner until this moment. And that is when Ricky Garrard passed Roman in the Capitol. The Capitol event, which was made for Roman. You know, you run and then you carry something heavy up some stairs. That's what Roman's got all day. He's got these big Shrek arms around that sandbag. And for Ricky Garrard to find a way to pass him in that moment and to win the event, to win one of the most recognizable events in CrossFit Games history, that is my fourth Who's Your Daddy moment. And that is where I think that's when I thought Ricky's going to win the games. And I thought that not this year, but he's going to win. That's when I thought he has what it takes to win the games mentally. For him just to keep going up these stairs, little look at Roman. Oh, you're just going to hang out.
Over
You're
the
just going to
shoulder.
hang out down there.
Whoa.
All right.
See you later.
And
See
Roman
you
was
later,
ahead
sucker.
the whole time. The
Yeah.
whole time. And we all know how painful this event was. Just reference Lazar and Haley about to die in the back because they're about to die. And Roman had a chance to do
Yeah,
it to
right there.
Ricky right here.
Yeah.
He had a chance and he could not
gave
do it.
up.
And so for somebody to out grit Roman, I think is one of the most BA moments there is. And it's a bit of a weird event to have, like, call it a BA moment, but to outdo Roman in this event, I thought was crazy.
John,
I
how,
don't think it
how
gets
much
enough
does
credit.
that bag weigh?
200.
Okay.
Yeah, that
No,
was
this
insane.
was a sick event. I think it's a favorite of everybody.
Do you think so? This is something. Oh, sorry. Next to me. Do you think that it would have been hard? Because the Husafel bag is theoretically easier to carry than a sandbag. Like if it was a 200-pound sandbag, do you think it would have been easier or harder with that? I thought about that.
I think it would be easier than a sandbag, but you have to think they just got done carrying the Jerry.
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah, for sure. I've never carried a Husafel that's super heavy, and I
think it's easier than a sandbag. Yes.
Right. Okay. Because
Like
they can grip. Like you wouldn't be able to grip. If it was 200, like everyone would have been like this,
But
right?
see,
Or like,
Ricky's got smaller arms than I do.
yeah, but he got under it. Yeah, but he got
What
under
I'm saying
it.
is
He got
he
his
can
fingers
clasp
locked.
his fingers,
Right.
and like a 200-pound sandbag, I can't quite grasp. Like
Oh yeah, he's shit
A
talking.
little chirp.
Ricky was fired up.
I love it. That's a
I
good
like
one.
That moment, John. Good pick.
Yeah,
Good
that
pick,
is a
CJ.
good
All right,
moment.
what do you got next, CJ?
All right. So,
Share the-
John came. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you got more links, you can share them.
Yeah, I have them all pulled up on mine. I'll just pull them up.
I'm just
So,
gonna put mine in
your
the
sh-
private
your-
chat, Travis, to
Yeah,
look
yeah.
for whenever I come up.
Your shit might be lagging, CJ. It might be
that's
your
still-
internet. So if
Okay.
you send them to me, it might not be pixelated. But go
all
ahead. Go ahead.
so, hold on. Here we go. Dang it. Now I gotta. So this was when I thought that it could happen. All right. And so we'll just kind of get to a point when I was unsure if Tia was going to win forever. Right. And so This is, all right, it's coming in the chat. This is Laura Horvath at the end of the 2018 CrossFit Games. You should
I
be
have
able
this
to pull.
one too.
Do
Not as one of my moments, but just I wrote down.
Yep. And so, obviously, I think the workouts really leaned into Laura a lot this year, but the head-to-head was a tie, right? I don't think anyone, I'm John, you probably know that, but they went 7-7 for 14 workouts. Laura just had a couple that were a little bit lower. And so Laura went toe to
when Tia doesn't win, Tia's second place. The only
yeah,
person
no,
beat her
for
is
sure.
Laura.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. And so Laura went head to head with the champ. She was only a one-time champ at this point, and she didn't look like she does now, but she was on her way, right? And Tia wanted to win. She didn't have to win. It didn't matter. She was up by, I think, like 100 or like 80 points or something like that. So
but she was trying. She wanted.
Yeah,
to win
she wanted to win for sure. And you could say that she maybe tripped or just lost her step. I think she stood up at the same time and had a step on her, I think, after the next one, but put it down right here. Boom.
Oh, she didn't trip, man. She got wobbly from that yoke.
Wobbly.
Bro,
yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah. And so, and Laura just put it to her, right? That was, probably the two best female CrossFit athletes ever to go head to head to finish CrossFit Games. And Laura came out on top, and it was definitely a who's your daddy moment. And I thought it would be maybe a little more writing on the walls. And then Tia just sort of, did her Tia thing and
hit another cycle.
and just catastrophic, right? Just catapulted into the atmosphere.
That got CJ.
All right,
This show is slinging steroid allegations all over
for
the
sure.
place.
But side note, 2022 and Tia was insane. I just want to. I think she was bigger in 22.
She won 9 events in 21. It was the biggest point.
Oh no, her performance in 21, the size of her in 22 was wild. I was she lifted as a 50-kilo athlete 3 years prior. 50. I feel like she was 75.
She's a 55-kilo athlete.
Yeah, I know. She was. Anyways, let's go to the next
Johnny,
topic.
Who the hell
it's
you
a big
got?
difference, CJ. 50 kilo is 110 pounds. It's a huge difference.
Just little.
All right. You got my number 3 moment. Is this was the turn of the entire CrossFit Games in 2021. All right, these guys are taking it to Justin. Everybody's ahead of Justin.
Oh yeah.
And then Pat misses his clean. Fikowski misses his clean. They're both ahead of Justin. Been ahead of Justin the whole time.
Justin's on the left.
Right out of nowhere, Justin hits his clean. We see Pat's going to fail here. Fikowski fails. Medeiros doesn't, and then jumps across the line right before the buzzer. And it was this event. This was the turn. And this is when all the momentum started going with Justin. Justin beat them both in the next clean event, and then he got 4th in the handstand walk event. And from then on, he had about a 50, 60-point lead on both of those guys, and they could never. And then all he did was just stick to Vellner. Vellner beat him 4 times after this, and he was just right behind him. That 3-event swing all started with that clean. And those two failing and then Justin hitting that was one of the biggest big dick moves that I think the Games has seen. And it comes from somebody that, has not been known to have a big dick move in him.
Dude, I love Justin. I really hope he wins this year. This WODprep is officially on record backing Justin Medeiros for the 24 Games. Okay? That's the official stance of this show.
Yeah, dude, he's going to be a solid 5th place.
Fuck you, man. He's got a goatee, bro. He's a new guy.
He is. He's a new Justin. He's the goatee. I like goatee Justin. Goatee Justin is legit. Yeah.
We were fortunate enough last year. So last year in Madison, we parked next to the fam, and so we got to hang out with they really are exactly what everyone says. I know his family's pretty all over. Everyone knows that they enjoy themselves and have a good time. They're really nice people, but they were great. We had good times with them pretty much every night at the campground.
Have you heard the story about my family and his family?
Your family specifically?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
like
this is the
extended
funny
family
story.
or just? I'm ready. All right,
You got to
pull
tell
up
the
the.
story.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
So I had just got done, and this was either a year ago. I think it was a year ago, and I had just got done saying no, it was 2 years ago because I backed Justin when he was 13th. I said everybody needs to lay off of him, but I have just gotten done saying how Justin wasn't all that. He just won 2 championships. And I'm like, he's just kind of been lucky, man. Nobody's wanted to take the title. And I've talked so bad about Justin, how he's not the fittest on earth going into 2023. I was right, by the way. But I'm like the only one who's like really dogging Justin. And then at the 2023 CrossFit Games, my family were sitting right next to Justin Medeiros' family. And my mom was wearing a CEO shirt, and Justin Medeiros' mom was like, "Oh, you like the Sevon podcast? We love the Sevon podcast, except one guy. We really hate one guy." And then my mom looks her dead in the eyes and goes, "That's probably my son." And
What are
and
the
then
odds?
sure enough,
What are
it
the
was.
odds?
And I wasn't there for that awkward moment, but yeah, I bet it was golden.
That's
I bet it
awesome.
was
That's
golden.
hilarious, man.
I love it.
That's an awesome
now-
story.
and
That's
I
pretty
take
funny.
up for
I feel like
Justin.
I heard that on somewhere, like before I was really watching Savon consistently. I feel like I heard that story somewhere. Maybe from the Medeiros, actually. I'm pretty sure that's where I heard it from. And that was at 2023, right? When you were there?
Yeah. It was 2020. It was either 2022 or 2020. Probably 2023 because I'm the one who said he wouldn't do as good.
Right.
And then I don't think he didn't do as good for reasons that I thought he was going to, but it happened. But now everybody's anti Justin, and I'm for him. So we'll see what happens.
True. The tides have turned.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, CJ, take it away.
All right. I sent it to you.
Yep.
You got it? All right. So this is kind of leaning into John's. And so this is obviously a super iconic moment to just show like that Dave is in charge. And this is what it is, right? Matt thought he was done. Dave says, run the trail again, you little bitch. And Matt's like, no way.
Word for word.
Word for sure. Word for word. Get the fuck up and keep running is exactly what he said. And Matt's like, no. Dave's like, yes. And then he starts running. And then, I mean, it didn't really matter. Matt still won, but it is what it is,
And what a lot of people don't know about this is that every person that they had tested it, the person who won the first lap was not the winner of the whole thing. Every single person that tested it, when they had people race against each other, the person who won the first lap was always they didn't win the whole thing. He's the only person to do that,
Wow.
which is wild.
Yeah, I mean, this whole year could be a who's your daddy moment, right? I mean, I know you said you didn't want to get to that point, but it was just an anomaly, right? And just the whole year just was insane.
It's unfortunate that I do think this was the fittest Fraser that we've ever seen, and
For sure.
we weren't able to see it in a regular
Right.
CrossFit Games
Yeah, and it didn't
field.
matter. Yeah, it didn't.
It wouldn't have, but it's
No, it
unfortunate.
wouldn't have. But you would have had at least maybe a more normal point disparity, right? Like there was no room. You know what I mean? And so there wasn't the outliers, right? As like, I think Brent said it forever ago, right? Like it's team effort to try to take down the champ, right? Like people chipping away, getting a first here, second there, etc. So, yeah, cool.
No,
what's
I like
next?
that event a lot. That's a good one. I had that one too, just in the ether. All right, my number 2. This was last year. Okay, this was the pig chipper, and there was a 75 toes to bar, 75 chest to bar, and then you had to flip the pig like 10 times and then do a sled drag to the end. Emma Carey. Oh, can you rewind a little bit? So
How far back?
Yeah.
When Emma Carey gets done with the toes to bar, because she's the very first one. All right. So Emma Carey she's the first one off the bar, and then Annie Thorsdar is coming. And Emma Carey's ahead by everybody, can rest. And then this is her first pig flip. It looks like it's pretty darn hard.
Oh, God.
It's a lot. It's heavy.
Using the noggin.
And then Annie Thorsdar comes, and you think Annie Thorsdar is going to wreck shop, right? Like, you see how far Emma's ahead of everybody?
Mm-hmm.
And then Annie's next. And, I mean, this pig is
Eating
work
Emma.
on Emma. Emma needs to go get chalk, because that's what you do when you can't do something. You go get chalk.
Just
Makes you feel good about yourself.
And then, Annie's a bigger girl. Surely she'll flip this pig. And Annie takes her time. Laura runs to the pig and is like, oh, y'all just don't know who I am. Because Laura just dick slaps everybody with this pig. And it was one of the most BA moments in this whole year. And it doesn't get talked about enough. But you see the ease that Laura moves this pig. And look how hard it is for Annie. Everybody she just ran to it. And I remember the crowd, there was an audible gasp when Laura started doing the pigs because it was so easy for her. And look at everybody else. Everybody else is just wrecked. And Laura's just flipping this like it's nothing. And this is one of the most disrespectful games moments I've ever seen. It's a bit of a weird placement because you wouldn't think about it unless you just saw it. I'm telling you, the crowd audibly gasped.
Oh yeah,
it was ridiculous.
Well, she was like sixth, getting to the fifth or sixth, getting to it.
And then it was
didn't matter.
Laura
Horvath just walked down the field,
has come to win the games.
Yeah,
this was a moment, and it was only the second event, but this was the moment where it was like, no, I'm better than y'all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Was she making it look that easy on the first set, John?
But everybody,
girls.
But everyone was making.
Well, a lot of people, if you notice, anytime they have pigs and it's a down and back thing, everybody can flip the pig 5 times. But when you're roasted, it's just much harder. It's kind of like a 300-pound power clean. If I said can go do a 300-pound power clean, a lot of people can do that for reps. But then let's do a whole workout and roast yourself and then see who can power clean 300 for reps. It's not a lot of people.
I think I agree. And so my next one, that was a good one. I love it. I love when I have 2 like that. My next one is from semifinals this year, and I think it's the best performance in semifinals, and it might be the best performance relative to the crowd or to the field ever in a sanctioned CrossFit event. And it's
send me that link again. I think you sent me the same link. Yeah, you're good. I'll pull it up.
I sure did. And whoops, we don't have to watch all of it. Everyone knows, but here we go. And so it's Olivia just completely destroying the snatch ladder, right? As someone who
I didn't know we weren't allowed to go not games events.
But it's just what hit me. And the saddest part about this workout is the announcers, the camera was on it, but the announcers missed all of it. They didn't hype it, they just missed the color. And obviously, they talked about it right at the end, but they didn't know it was a world record by an hour. And they didn't realize what had really happened. And so
go to the 205 bar if you can.
I don't know. This video is cooked, man.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. It's all right. Everyone watched it.
No, me and Travis were speechless when this was happening.
It was crazy.
I couldn't believe it. I knew. So when we were because we do heat 1 on this stuff. We just got I'm betting on this. People, I got a lot riding on me being right or me being wrong. And I knew Kelsey Keel was going to break the world record. I knew she had sub 5 minutes. I didn't know what Olivia had, and I didn't know what Danny Spiegel had, but I knew Kelsey Keel for a fact was going to break the world record. And then Olivia beats it by over a minute.
It's crazy.
It was nuts. It's ridiculous. I didn't understand what was happening.
Right. It was almost when she finished, you almost processed for a second. You're did she miss a bar or did she miss a heavy rep somewhere? Because it was
something wasn't right.
It felt like something wasn't right. She just went through and you watched her because obviously the camera was on her the whole time, but it didn't look like she was going crazy fast. Just all of a sudden she was done. Very, very Froning-esque of, the old of just moving, not slowing down. Because she didn't win the first bar, I don't think. I think everyone was right there with her. It wasn't like she didn't touch and go in 30 seconds or anything like that. It was just 55 seconds, which was, of all the fast athletes that finished, that's around the time. And it just was just amazing. It really was awesome to watch. And I hope they can figure it out. And I hope she can get over the hump and do what she needs to do to get to the games because she's young.
She just needs to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, she does for sure.
I think she would make the games. I think that's all it would take.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. She's definitely a bigger girl. But
it was wild. Very impressive.
Yeah, it was crazy.
No, I mean, it's a great event. If we were doing like regional events too, it would have been up there. But I just stuck with games events because I thought that's what we were doing. But
It just
I'm
came.
glad
It was
that
fresh in everyone's mind.
I'm glad. Rewind just a little bit, Travis, to the ring muscle ups when Noah gets off in the ring muscle
Oh
ups.
yeah, this is good. I almost picked this one. This
Oh,
was on my
this is
honorable mention.
Can you do the different video, not this one?
Oh man, you're asking a lot.
Never mind. I'm sorry. It's too much work. But they go in and out on this. It's just bad.
This is the recorded. Yeah. The higher.
Right here's fine. Right here's fine. So this is the standard. This is my number one. This is in 2019. Okay. And Matt is not in a position where like he doesn't have to win, but he has to be second. Like if Noah beats him, and then one person beats him, he will lose. But you watch this. He waits for Noah to be done, or he waits for Noah to snatch. He takes his time to chalk. He sees that he went singles, and then he just cranks out 5 touch and go. And I remember the crowd getting so loud when he did this. And it was basically like people are ahead of him. And he does the ring muscle ups wrong. He goes 10 and 10 on the ring muscle ups.
And he failed, right? Or almost failed.
Roasts himself.
Yeah.
And he ended up having to go like 3, 2, 2, 2 on the last ring muscle ups. Noah does it smart, gets ahead of him. And then it's like you can't beat him. Like Noah,
he had to win this too, right? If he got second,
he didn't have to win. If he came third and Noah won,
that's right. Okay, yeah. Okay,
but
20 points.
He's not in a position. It's a position he's never
fuck
been
it up.
In.
Right. Ooh, that was a no rep. That's right. There we go.
When he went touch and go on the first 14 reps or so, it was one of the most BA moments of all time. And it was just like you can't beat him. Like he's going to do whatever he needs to do to win. I don't think anybody could beat him in this moment.
Yep. Agreed.
Coach Suer Moose showing some love to your interview with Sean Woodland. Check that out,
thanks.
guys. CJ talked to Shawnee Boy there the other day. Good little interview. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, it was a good one. I love this. I love this moment. And I remember being there watching it. And it was awesome.
And I want you to think if you're like an athlete listening, go to failure on ring muscle ups and then do 30 snatches. It's not just that he does this, but it's the fact that I know that he roasted himself on the ring muscle ups. I know he did that incorrectly. And so for his triceps to be fried like this, and I know his lungs to hurt as much as they do, it's not just, I don't think people understand what they're watching, what I know his body is feeling like, and for him to still be able to do that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think people similar to strongman and feats of Cirque du Soleil, they do this with such ease, and we're like, oh yeah, I could do this, or I know this is an amazing feat, but things like this, the standard in 8 minutes, right? Wasn't it 8:20 or something like that? That's just
8:06.
Fucking wild, dude. Are you nuts? To be sub 3 and all of that. I mean, sub 3 30 muscle ups is good all the time. That's a great time, and so let's just do it after 30 clean and jerks. Yeah.
And I think he goes sub 8 in strength and depth next year.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did because he beat his time. I remember that. Yep.
Sub 240 and everything.
Yeah.
Think about that. Sub 240.
Wild. Yeah. Sick.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was
Travis.
just gonna say, I know it's only 135, but it just shows how important it is when you have rock solid positions, especially overhead, right? When you're fatigued like that you can fall back on that. You're on now, shaky wakey like Patty V. How I could only imagine.
Yeah. Velner would not be able to do this.
You just start to deteriorate so much more. But
that's not true, Clock. This is not strength; it's fitness.
I mean, there's probably some strength in there. All right. Last one.
You got last one, CJ? Oh, all right.
Yeah, I sent it to you. And this is, I think, very similar on par with Tia's, but maybe even more so at the highest level.
A Buttery Bros video.
Yeah, sorry. And it's friendly Fran. It's just such an amazing one to finish on. And I don't know if, you never know if Tia, because him and Tia were training together. So Tia could have gone first and he could have understood what was possible. I feel like I heard them talk and that he went first to do this workout first before another, world-class athlete is going to do it. No one competing against you and to be that far ahead, right? It's either this or when he did what was it, like 18 or 19.5 when he set the world record on the open announcement and no one beat it, which is 19.5. That's fucking crazy. This very similar. Just to make this workout look this easy is
Well,
it's just the
one
craziest.
previous Olivia snatch. This is the only workout that was the same amount of dominance. Like Tyler ran the numbers,
Right.
And it's those two workouts, and then there's like a huge 10% gap on the next most dominant performance.
Isn't it Adler's 25 toes to bar, that ascending clean ladder one? I think that's the third or top five.
The pistol one. It's the one
Right,
you're thinking
yeah.
of, but it was pistols.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, he beat 40
He beat
seconds
Fraser.
it's insane. This is just wild to go this fast. But again, I think if you could culminate all of CrossFit into 2 movement patterns, it's thruster pull up. Like if you could whittle it down, and this is what Fraser was the best at, which is why I think he was the best at what he was. Like he was the best at this movement pattern in this pairing, bar none across the board, and no one was within a stratosphere of him. And this workout showed it, even with kind of subpar chest to bar technique. You know what I mean? It's just so much capacity is wild.
I'd love to see Colton give it a crack.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I think Colton would have a shot. And now anatomically is the only reason why, but
Sure.
I would love just to see him give it a crack, because he might be the only one that could touch it.
Right, or get near it for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think though? Colton couldn't even win the third open workout this year.
Was bar muscle ups. Yeah, but it's bar muscle ups, and
It was grip. He couldn't do it because
his. So I don't think his. So if you look at his stuff, his pull up grip isn't the limiter. It's bar muscle ups. More specifically rope climbs and ring muscle ups. But I don't think he would have felt the grip, the same grip fatigue, because you can get over the bar. It's not the same. And I thought the same thing when he didn't do that well. But it's getting over. Yeah, it's so fast. I don't know. Maybe though.
Well, I know, because Tetlow had the third best score in the world, and Colton's a fitter Tetlow.
Right. Yeah.
Tetlow was 407 or something like that, and I think Colton could get close. I don't know if he'd beat it, but I think he'd get close. But yeah, this is the most dominant performance that I've ever seen in any.
Yeah, I mean, guys, period. It was 308 or whatever. We just watched 63 thrusters at 115 and 63 chest to bars. This is just such a wild concept that I'm
doing this shit under 5 minutes next week. I'm doing that.
Travis,
I'm ready. Video it.
If you do
two rounds under 5 minutes, we'll get you a pair of headphones.
I can do 2 rounds under 5 minutes.
No fucking way. I don't think you can do 2 rounds under 5 minutes.
I've done friendly friend 7:30.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Which is averaging a 5-minute pace.
We got some.
That was on mine. I have that one clocked. That was it. It was, but I just didn't want to pull up a Rich. I just want to try and figure out. That's on mine.
Rich Froning passing Josh Bridges on the overhead lunges in Cinco 2.
Yeah, I mean, really, just Cinco 1 and 2, both of that. He passes Ben on the handstand walk, and then he passes Josh on the overhead walking lunge. So. And
I will say, people are gonna call me a hater for this, but Rich is full of BA moments. There are so many BA moments that Rich has done, but a lot of it's just because he was just better than everybody. And I know Fraser was just better than everybody, but Fraser would do stuff that nobody else in the world can do. And Rich was just better than everybody. He was just fitter. The only reason, right? He's beating 5'4" Josh Bridges.
Right. Yeah, he was just ahead of his time for sure.
Little
37th place in 2 years. Josh Bridges was 37th place at the games, or 30-something place at the games. That's who he did that against. It's just not the same.
All right, I have one more thing on that note. That's perfect segue. I won't last too long. This was something I always thought happened years ago, and I was convinced, someone convinced me that it never happened. And this interview has now changed my mind. So I'll pull this up. And this is Dave talking to Luca.
Look at that smile.
I know, so happy. Both of them. All right.
He is fast with how the the tough games were in like 2016, 2017, 18, and then I feel like
Oh wait, no, it's not
there
this one.
wasn't really like
He called Dave soft. It was, sorry. Dang it. Did I miss it? Anyways,
amateur hour podcast.
yeah, I know. Sorry, it was the wrong one. Anyways, he's talking to Laura. It's in Laura's interview. And in Laura's interview, he says that Laura asks, are you doing it alone? And he's like, yes, I pretty much do it all by myself. I'm like all in. We'll do some tweaks last minute, like up until this point, but it's pretty much set. And he said that it hasn't always been that way. And that in years past, they have written Sunday's workouts on Saturday. And my question and my thought was that the year that Rich was gonna lose and they threw in Thick and Quick and Double fucking Grace, that it was a little too convenient, in my opinion. Just like, because he was gonna lose. He was losing. He wasn't winning going into the last day. And he went 3 for 3, I think. And it just seemed like Double Grace just seemed a little too convenient at that point, and it could have been one of those years. That's it. It's like
is your problem with Double Grace?
No, it's with the fact that there was a situation that could have influenced the writing of the workout that would have biased.
What I'm about to tell you is like it doesn't matter. He would have still won.
But probably.
Like
right,
Midline Madness was the first workout of that, right?
Right.
Midline Madness, and and like that seems like a Sunday workout, but it's just kind of
but they for sure didn't write that one. There's no way they wrote that one the night before.
Okay,
right?
good. But Rich won that by a lot.
A lot.
He was
that
place going into Thick and Quick and Heavy Grace. He was first place going into that. Thick and Quick, he won. Matt Fraser was second. It's not like he made up a bunch of points on that. There was 3 points that he got ahead of Fraser on that. He was already first place.
Right.
Matt could have won anything.
Sure.
If Rich was still 5th place, Rich would have won.
Yeah, true, for sure. But in general, I felt like sometimes it just seemed a little too convenient that Sunday was so Rich friendly.
Now,
it's
the most Rich friendly I've ever seen in my life. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right in saying that.
So
think the conspiracy is there.
Yeah, it's all right. Anyways, it was just an interesting thing.
What do you think, Travis?
Yeah.
Oh man, I think that there's definitely. Oh, I don't know. There's enough
I
evidence
see
to say
the data
for sure that he did it,
points,
but
I see the stars, and I can see the alignment you're making.
You know what? Fuck it. I agree.
Let's go fucking yes. Let's go, baby. Conspiracy. Let's go for the win.
Conspiracies.
I just don't think
a lot of people
there.
juicing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what did you say, CJ? Rich was on steroids? That's what you said?
No. Oh my gosh. Come on. Guy hasn't gained a pound in fucking 12 years. Anyways, gosh. Guys, you're just trying to pull this podcast and pissing people off. We were trying to be nice. No, that was good. It was something I thought of then, and I was like, man, this just looks like really convenient. I remember thinking it then, and then hearing Dave say that, I feel like I'm really glad they don't do that anymore, because there is an inherent biasness that happens because the leaderboard, no matter what you're writing, that will influence, even if you're trying to influence it the opposite way to create a better storyline, right? Like if you were to write, I don't fucking know, a marathon run, like Rich would fucking have gotten last, right? Like whatever it is, right? I'm glad they don't do that anymore. And it might not have been 2016. He might be talking about 2008, 2009, 2010 too, right? Who knows? But it was just an interesting concept.
Like you could bring up the same thing in 2019. They had Ringer 1 and Ringer 2. Matt was down. Matt was not winning until Ringer 1 and Ringer 2 in 2019.
I feel like
he was barely winning after Ringer 2.
Right.
I think Dave talking about changing some of the workouts last minute was probably referencing like early
long time ago for sure.
I doubt 2019. It's too big of a show at that point.
Yeah, because they had they were with ESPN at that point, so there's no way they could have done it. I mean, maybe like making small changes within a workout last minute, like how they adjusted the clean workout in 2021 or 2022, whatever it was. Yeah. All right, cool. I think that was it. That was a great show. That was fun.
Hell of a show. Thanks for the ideas there, gentlemen. Well done.
Yeah, we pulled together last second.
if people in the comments or when you watch this, if there is a who's your daddy moment that we didn't think of, put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll bring it up next time to see if we can.
We'll read our favorite ones.
Yep, definitely. All right, so next week's workout, WODprep Wars. Make sure to tune in. We are here every Monday at 1:00 Central Time, and we will do our best to maintain that indefinitely. If you are not subscribed, which I know a lot of you are, subscribe. And we do this without perfect timing. The lawnmower just started. We'll end it there. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you later. Just gonna hit the end stream.
I did. Peace, guys. Catch you next time.
This is-
We're having
this
our
is
own
last-
day.
So
Castro.
delayed.